Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's Board of Director meeting, Thursday, December 13th, 2018, 6 p.m. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Start off with the pledge to the flag. Director Gould, if you would, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. The open session meeting is videotaped for cablecast on Metro Cable 14, replay on Monday, December 17th at 6 p.m. and Wednesday, December 19th at 12 p.m. on Channel 14. Webcast at www.sacmetrocable.tv. The open session meetings are also available for viewing on the district website at www.metrofire.ca.gov. Right now is a public opportunity to discuss matters of public interest within the district's jurisdiction, including items on or not on the agenda. Madam Clerk, do we have any speakers?
There are no speakers this evening.
Thank you very much. Moving on to the consent items. Do we have any questions or comments from the board?
Mr. Chair, I'll move the consent.
Second.
Madam Clerk, got a motion and a second.
Director Sailors,
That's you. You can just say aye.
Gould,
Aye.
Orzali,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Sheets,
Aye.
Wood,
Aye.
Clark, Kelly,
Aye.
Barnes.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much. Moving on to the presentation items, a life-saving accommodation civilian award presented by Chief Harms, I believe, and Marcus Cawley, Ben Milam, and I believe one may be absent tonight for this. Captain Vestal. This is our opportunity to put you on in front of everybody, so as we can make you as uncomfortable as possible, we'd like to do that. Just kidding. Welcome this evening.
You want to come up too? Mr. Leiden?
Some bashful heroes.
Chief Arms is very good at staging.
Want me to lay down?
Good for the photo ops. All right, so I'm going to tell everybody a little bit about what happened. On October 1st, 2018, firefighters on Metro Fire Engine 54 responded to a CPR in progress at the 24-Hour Fitness in Rancho Cordova on Micron Avenue. Upon our arrival, our firefighters found several staff members performing chest compressions on a man lying on the floor, and the staff had actually already applied the automated external defibrillator, or AED, and given the patient one shock. Pulses were regained shortly thereafter, and the patient remained stable as he was transported to the hospital. We want to recognize the staff members from 24-Hour Fitness, and there's three of them, Ben Milam, Marcus Cooley, and also one other who's unable to be here tonight due to a prior commitment, for their actions and recognizing that a patient needed CPR and applying that AED and being able to successfully save this gentleman's life. The other thing that really hits home for all of us is Mr. Leighton is the father of one of our firefighters as well as the father-in-law of another one of our firefighters. So this really touches home to all of us, and it reemphasizes to our community that knowing CPR, practicing CPR, and when you see an AED in all of our places of assembly, gyms, airports, those types of places, they're there for a reason, and they do work, and they do in fact save lives, and this is a perfect example of it. So it's with great honor that we present to Marcus Cooley, Ben Milam, and Olivia Francis the Certificate of Life-Saving Commendation. And it is for extraordinary efforts to protect and preserve human life on October 1st, 2018. And Chief Harms will present that award.
That's what I said. I can be Ben. He's sitting straight. Come on. Ben, I just...
Right?
Ben, I just want to say thank you. There's an activity that happens in life, and these things come up where people
step in and some people don't step in. You took the opportunity to step in and you truly made a difference in someone's life. So thank you very much, and thank you for what you did.
And Marcus, for the record, how do you pronounce your last name? Cooley. Okay, I mispronounced it. My apologies. It's Cooley. Congratulations and thank you.
Wow. We should just be done.
Exactly. How do we follow that? Moving on to the action items, which will be the, each officer position of the executive committee will be up for vote, but I'll turn that over to Ms. Michelle, if you can explain a little more, please.
Good evening, President Barnes and directors. As I'm sure you are well aware, the last board meeting in December allows us the opportunity to thank our 2018 Executive Committee. I'd like to take a moment to thank President Barnes, Vice President Jones, and Secretary Sheets for serving in that capacity this year.
Absolutely.
This meeting also allows us the opportunity to nominate our 2019 Executive Committee. With that being said, we'll be looking for nominations for President, Vice President, and Secretary to serve next year, beginning January 1st of 2019.
Thank you very much. And I think the first item up will be the seat of President and Board Chair. We have some nominations as coming up. I would like to nominate Director Jones, if
I'll
she
second.
would so honor that.
Thank you, and I accept.
Very good. Do we have any other nominations?
I'll call-
Slate, or,
I'll call roll for each nomination. Perfect. So I have a motion and a second. Director Sailors,
Just say aye.
aye.
Gould,
Aye.
Orzali,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Sheets,
Aye.
Wood,
Aye.
Clark, Kelly,
Aye.
Barnes.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much. Moving on to the position of Vice President. Do we have a nomination?
Mr. Chair, I would love and be honored to nominate Jennifer Sheets for the office of Vice President.
Second.
She accepts. Are you sure?
We're going to second it before she has a chance.
Exactly. Cut her mic off. No.
All
We
right, I
have
have
a motion and a second.
Perfect. Director Sailors,
Aye.
Gould,
Aye.
Orzali, Jones,
Aye.
Sheets, Wood,
Aye.
Clark, Kelly,
Aye.
Barnes.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much. And for the position of Secretary, do we have a nomination, please?
Mr. Chairman, I would like to nominate Matt Kelly for Secretary.
Second.
We have we have an acceptance, a motion, and a second. I think we're good to go.
Director Sailors,
Aye.
Gould,
Aye.
Orzali, Jones,
Aye.
Sheets,
Aye.
Wood,
Aye.
Clark, Kelly,
Aye.
You better.
Barnes. Motion passes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I believe that concludes the action items. Congratulations to the next executive committee. We look forward to the leadership moving on to 2019. Moving on to reports, President's reports. The only thing I have is I'd like to welcome Director Sailors to the board. Look forward to you serving with us and as we move forward into the future. So thank you and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Very good. Fire Chief's report. Chief Arms.
President Barnes, directors, it's been a few weeks since we've been together. First off, I'd like to thank Jim Barnes for being the president. It was a blink, but about a year ago, we were sitting talking about the roles and responsibilities and everything that was going on, and it seems like it was yesterday. But thank you for your leadership in this past year of being there, and I look forward to the rest of the members that are all now moving up. And Director Kelly, you're right there with it. And Director Sailors, welcome aboard. A few things going on. We have, on this meeting tonight, we have two retirements. Engineer Charles Nichols is 26 years, and Kurt Wick with 25 years as a captain. I think in the next 2 weeks, we have a number of members within the district that are leaving. Recruitment that is going on is an EMS shift captain's position. We will do an assistant chief's promotional opportunity. The captain's promotional opportunity will be in March, and we have a fire investigator 2's promotional opportunity going on at the same time. I think it's important to recognize right now is that Assistant Chief Mo Johnson, as you said, I had a process coming up, has taken a job as the fire chief in El Dorado Hills Fire District. As I've said, we're very proud of Mo. This is one of his goals that he's had in life, and it'll be nice to have a ally as we go up the hill, up 50, and that he is very close by. I know for me personally, Mo has been one of those people that has helped me immensely for one of the things that is different being an outsider coming in, which was kind of the political landscape within the county. And he has been there, and that's going to be a tough role for me to replace, but just because of all the people that he knows and all the people that he interacts with. And a number of you, along with me in the last couple of years, have gone back to cap. And he really has been the leading force behind the public safety team that pulls together both police and fire, puts together our agenda, our talking points, our meetings, and then being able to pull that together. So while we'll miss him, what a great opportunity, and good luck up the hill. He doesn't get away from me. He will now be, I'll just be my fire chief, though. That'll be the difference.
He'll need a helicopter sooner or later.
Oh, he will. We'll work on that.
He's supported getting reimbursement, too.
We have a number of meetings that are going on. We had our Citrus Heights 2x2 meeting. We have Sacramento County Fire Groups, executive group that had some meetings. We did a presentation, myself and Captain Vessel, to the Carmichael Chamber of Commerce recently. We did some labor management meetings with Local 522. We had a graduation of an academy of 18-2, no greater privilege of 18 members. That was on the 30th. And then on the 7th, we had 18 new members of the SRP program of paramedics and EMTs. So in a very short week, we had 36 new members within the district, so we're very proud of them. Earlier today, we finished up our 20th meeting in 7 days. And so myself and the deputies and a few of the ACs met with every member in the district. We do 20 different form meetings that we sit down and do the professional staff, and then we do all of the sworn staff. They come in for an hour and a half at a time. We have an agenda that we go through about operations, admin, support services, and a lot of just conversation about questions and answer of where we're at today and where we're going tomorrow. They were very productive, but I'll have to say by the time you get to about 17 and 18, you get pretty tired in there. I think myself and Chief Casantini made every one of them. I did so. We had those that are going on. And the last thing that I want to talk about is in the labor management process, Captain Andy Whaley came to one of our meetings a few months ago. And what he brought to us was a policy that has been in place with the district since 2006 that we have not been following. That policy is about fire station memorial and dedication to members that have died in the line of duty. We sat down and looked at those. There is quite a list of folks. Most of them have all died because of cancer and cancer-related illnesses. We've worked together, looking at the policy, the intent of the policy. The group went out and have a plaque that will be on the exterior of the station, and then a memorial plaque with some writing that will go on the inside of the station. Part of that is that we will bring a resolution to the board. Our goal is to do one a quarter, starting in the first of the year, the resolution. Then we'll have a small ceremony at each one of the fire station with the members that were involved, and family members that are still around or still want to be involved at that and follow our policy that we have in place. So it was one of those ones where the members brought forward really something that we had said years ago that we were going to do, and this never did. And I think it's so important that we recognize those members that came before and dedicate just a small piece of Metro to each one of them that truly ended their career or ended their life because of the exposure or of the job that they were doing. So we'll be doing those here real soon. You'll see those coming to you. The last thing is just I wish each of you a happy holiday and a happy new year.
Thank you, Chief. Appreciate that. And I'm, like you said, you're going to let us know when those dedications and
Yep.
memorials, please let us know. That's something we'd love to be a part of. And thank you for, you said Andy Whaley, who brought that
Yep.
forward? Thank you for that also. Moving on to operations report, Chief Bridge. I want to thank you for being here. I know you're under the weather and you wanted to prove to Chief Harms, because you're a Chargers fan, you're not at home watching the game. So thank you. Thank you for being here.
Can't say I didn't sneak a peek at the phone. But good evening, directors, President Barnes, Director Sailors, welcome. I'd like to bring up our Public Information Officer, Captain Vestal, and then also Battalion Chief Kevin Wegner for a moment, as we're going to recap for tonight's special board meeting, special report for operations. It's going to recap from what happened. It was 4 weeks ago I was here, we were talking briefly about our members that were headed up to Chico and to Paradise. And Chief Wegener was one of the strike team leaders. We had a few of them, but he was one that's with us tonight here to answer some questions if they pop up. But I'm not going to really speak about it because this video is really says it all. It's about 14 minutes in length, reduced down from a lot of others, a tremendous amount of video, but it really tells the story about what happened up there. I want to thank our Captain Vestal to put this montage together. It's professional footage from a lot of major national media organizations. So I think with that, we'll just, I think we're just going to give it a go and we'll go from there. I think you'll find it very interesting.
We are a community of love, of compassion, and of unity.
A community in mourning after a gunman opens fire at a bar, killing 12 people, including a Ventura County Sheriff's Sergeant.
But soon after awakening to news of the tragedy in Southern California, Northern California would have its own, the deadliest and most destructive fire in California history.
Turbo gas, vegetation, under the high tension power lines across from Poe Dam. Battalion 2118, Prevention 2121, Training 2107, Engine 2176, Engine 2161, Engine 2167, Engine 2186, Engine 2182, Engine 2162. Company 67, Water Tender 37, Water Tender 67, Transport 2140, Transport 2142, View Crew 2, View Crew 3, Vegetation. Possibly in the area of Camp Creek Road, RQ is calling from the Poe Dam. So looking across under the high tension power lines, there is a possible power line hazard. First unit asking Camp IC on TAC 11, stand by for check back 066.
Eyes on the vegetation fire. It's going to be very difficult to access. Camp Creek Road is nearly inaccessible. It is on the west side of the river, underneath the transmission lines. Have about a 35-mile-an-hour sustained wind on it. This has got potential for a major incident. Request 15 additional exits.
Brought up to the camp incident, as you well know. Fire started at about 6:30 this morning. A lot of sheltering in place, a lot of active rescues taking place right now. We're probably going to be the first, one of the first Type 1 OES engines into the area.
It is a populated area, a lot of neighborhoods. From what we're getting reports of 45 to 50 mile-an-hour winds, this has some potential to be a very dangerous and destructive fire at this time.
We'll roll with lights off on the open road, but when it slows down, we're going to need to upgrade the coach. We can get up there, and sooner the better. People need help. So conditions are going to be a little different up there. It's pretty explosive fire behavior, and everybody comes home safely. Let's go up there and help them out and get home safe in one piece, all right? Let's get on the road.
And that is where we begin tonight. A state of emergency has been declared in Butte County because of the campfire. Wind-fueled flames are burning out of control, shutting down portions of Highway 99. Glad you're with us tonight at 10 o'clock. I'm Nikki Lorenzo.
And I'm Eric Harriman. Fire officials say that those flames have destroyed as many as 1,000 buildings already, and at least 2 firefighters have been hurt as that fire was sweeping through, literally through, the city of Paradise in Butte County. So here's the latest from CAL FIRE. Areas east of Chico have been upgraded from an evacuation warning that was late this afternoon to now a mandatory evacuation order. At least 20,000 acres have been burning since that fire sparked early this morning. It is 0% contained as of this hour tonight, and CAL FIRE says that at least 15,000 structures are still threatened.
Christina, this has really been a big factor in this fire today.
No, absolutely, and he's right. It's the winds that can make a difference. It's also the fact that we haven't seen any rain. So everything on the ground is basically just as dry as summer fuel. So this is reacting just like a summer-type fire situation. And you can see everything has burned in and around Paradise. There's some areas that look like they may not have seen any type of damage, but this is going to be a scary situation, obviously well through tonight.
As we drive down Skyway Road, the flames are gone, but a thick layer of smoke remains. Eclipsing the sun, a perpetual dusk descends over the scorched earth, a stark reminder of what occurred here. Emergency crews work with unwavering determination, removing collapsed power lines and massive trees burned from the inside out. We turn down a deserted road. Only chimneys remain. I'm standing in what just over a week ago was the picturesque town of Paradise, California. It is hard to overstate the magnitude of the devastation here. Each home gone represents lives changed forever. Just up the road, we arrive at the front line of the recovery effort.
The search and rescue crews are literally going house by house. They've zoned out the community, and they want to search every single parcel to look for every potential to find some of the people that are still missing. They have ran across certain components that they thought could be from either a human or an animal. Then they'll call and do DNA testing and try and make a positive identification.
It's Thanksgiving in Paradise, but the only gatherings you'll find here are groups of firefighters sitting around plastic tables they've set up under one of the few structures still left standing. If they're eating turkey, they most likely got it from a deli outside of town, but most have just settled for brown bag lunches and warm coffee. They have little time to eat. There's still hundreds of homes that need to be checked.
We're literally going home to home, foundation to foundation, to try and effect recovery, to provide closure for those lost in the fire.
Graff is a strike team leader from Sac Metro Fire. He and his crew arrived in Paradise 2 weeks ago to fight the fire. Now they have a new mission.
Yeah, our strike team is currently assigned to the Paradise branch, which is a search and recovery operation. So we're working 12-hour shifts, and we are working with the forensics team and anthro teams to recover what remains we can within the foundations of the home.
I spotted Graff's team on my drive through Paradise. Despite the holiday and the inclement weather, they were searching tirelessly in a neighborhood off Pence Road, alongside Oakland, California FEMA Task Force 4.
Our focus is really on those that are affected by this fire. There's many people that had a great deal of loss of life on this fire. We're keeping those people on the front side of all of our thoughts, and our prayers go out to all those people, and that's helping us to carry through with our mission.
It's the deadliest wildfire in California history, at least 77 killed, and that number is expected to rise. Tonight, some of those who were out on the front lines in Butte County are back home. Thanks for being with us at 5. I'm Eric Harriman.
And I'm Nikki Lorenzo. The Sacramento Metro Fire Department sent several strike teams to Butte County. They were part of thousands of firefighters who were working day and night to put out this massive fire.
Battalion Chief Kevin Wagner was relieved to be back home to his wife and kids. He is thankful that he has a home to come back to, unlike the tens of thousands of residents who were wiped out by the campfire. His team knew it was bad before they got on scene.
We're getting ready. We were hearing
stories of the town itself burning.
But nothing prepared them for what confronted them, as seen in this cell phone video that the crew took.
This was devastation like I've never seen.
When they got into downtown Paradise, a massive strip mall was already on fire. It was hard for them to know where to start, but they picked out a target and went to work. It was their strike team that took a stand and attacked the fire burning the holiday market. They got onto the roof and interior with hoses. It was one of the few businesses that were saved and is amazingly now serving fire victims.
Yeah, like the last one.
The next day, they were sent into residential Magalia, where they had to let some homes burn while saving the ones that weren't too far gone.
There was a lot more structures on fire than we had apparatus to put it out.
Some of the most unnerving moments came when they fought flames as propane tank relief valves hissed, pressurized by the heat. The loss of life and property is sobering for firefighters whose mental state is being monitored even after they are home.
We've been checking our people. As of right now, I think they're all handling it well, and I think that is a lot to do with them getting some satisfaction as saving some property.
Racing toward the flames in Paradise.
Really, it was the worst case scenario.
Metro Fire Captain Neil Weitzel knew he had his work cut out for him.
And the wind was just lined up with perfectly to push a fire right through Paradise.
He's part of a strike team made up of firefighters from Sacramento, Folsom, and Cosumnes fire departments. They've spent more than 2 weeks fighting the most deadly and destructive wildfire in California history, the Camp Fire.
There's only so much you can do. Your priority becomes getting people to safety. You can't stop it because the ember cast and the heat is just there isn't enough water to be effective.
When he arrived in Butte County the first day of the fire, his focus was on evacuating the people still left.
You could hear the fire and it was coming down the road. We have the advantage when we go into something like that, we bring tools and equipment and training. Trying to imagine surviving something like that without all the benefits that we have is, you wonder how they did it, and you look and you pray and you look for opportunities to help them when you can.
Baby, can I hold your skin? Can I get a sense of the mood you're in? I've been floating on this sea for so long, I wouldn't recognize a place called home. Oh, and what a moment that it was. How I got a taste of you in my blood. And remember how I wrote your name on the rocks down by the river Seine. You said, oh, nobody sees us, and Jesus, it was cold. And I laughed because it was just too late. Even though I don't know if it's safe, I'll jump in it. I would do anything to find. And underneath the sky that's full of stars, I'm looking for your name tonight. Hey. Maybe if I chase this dream, I'll feel how you intoxicated me. Upon the bridge I hear a radio play, and it sounds like something you would say. and the feelings oh so holy as I dive tonight alone, singing, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Even though I don't know if it's safe, I'll jump in it. I would do anything to find. And underneath the sky that's full of stars, I'm looking for your name tonight. If you ever return to this place and come searching for the message I leave behind, it's underneath this sky that's full of stars. I was looking for your name tonight.
We are. Well, as you can see by that, it was quite the tragic event that day, and for 2 weeks. Fortunate to have up here with us Chief Wagner and Chief Lozano. They were the strike team leaders on that call. So if you had some questions that you might want to, if you had for them, I couldn't do it any justice. As we were fortunate to have those two with the experience, the tremendous experience that they have in that environment. Our members were in good hands. I can guarantee you that. So two of our best are here. So if you have any questions, please.
Thank you. I'm usually not at a loss for words, but I'll tell you, that was very moving and first class, everybody that took part in that. But if you don't mind, and I guess we can go through questions or comments, but I'd love for both of you to come up. Just, it's surreal for us to look at the damage that you see, and by no rhyme or reason, one house standing and 10 leveled. But also the crew that went up there and had to experience that, and that devastation. Then you realize not only are you doing to extinguish a fire, but you're looking for recovery and hopefully give somebody some hope. So just from ground level perspective, I know it was in the video, but I'd love to hear it from you as far as what you can describe how that impacts us and you as human beings.
Well,
I don't want you to get emotional on me,
No,
but
it's
because
okay.
I might if
It's
you do. But in all reality, there's a human side of what we do, and we can put on that warrior outfit,
Yeah.
go up there. But
I think
that comes home
when
with
we're
us.
up there and we're engaged, I think it settles in when we get back. And that's when you kind of worry about more of the guys and how they're doing, guys and the gals on our strike teams. But I think when we're up there, like, when he asked me, how are your folks doing? They engage and we got small victories up there. They were small in a large scheme of the disaster, but, we had some good ones, strip mall with a major supermarket. It's the only supermarket probably left in that whole community. That town is 26,000 people in the limits, and then you got Magelli, which is another 11,000. So much bigger community than you think. If you go up there and not really add it up, it's as big as Auburn, if not bigger, the surrounding community. And I was actually a pay-call firefighter up there at one of the Butte County stations in the early 90s. So it's a retirement community, very much not a lot of money, and it's always been on the state's probably #1 target hazard for a community entrapment scenario. They run it up and down the state, CAL FIRE does, that exact community of fire threatening it, how are you gonna deal with it? Both from evacuation and from a suppression standpoint. So it was their worst case scenario, coming true, and they didn't probably estimate to that degree, It kind of came from a different direction, it came from the backside. They don't play that scenario into that much. They usually come out of the valley with it, but. So it was surreal. It was a lot of just on a large scale, a lot of devastation. And we just deal with the small parts that you attack. But, you know, when you walk away, it's, you know, you drive for 30 minutes and see just a few buildings still standing. So I'll turn it over to Mike.
Well, good morning, good evening, actually. So on the human side of it, actually, I have yet still to go a couple days without meeting somebody directly impacted or someone who knows, has family, or someone that was directly impacted by this. But I'll tell you, as a supervisor, in the position that I'm in at Metro, you get opportunities to be so very proud of the members of Metro Fire. And that whole week, those whole 2 weeks up there was really just this extended opportunity to watch how professional our members are, how very proficient they are at their work, how extremely effective they are despite this extreme circumstances that we were in. And I'll offer you another perspective too, actually. We were in this room in a chief officers meeting the day that hit, and I was so proud in that moment. We haven't even gone yet. I wasn't even sure that I was the one going, but our leaders in this room said, they stood up, and there was, without question, the thing to do is to send everybody we could possibly send out the door to help our neighbors. And I'll offer this to you, to the board, actually. They can't do that without your leadership and support and vision for what Metro Fire does in this community and the surrounding areas. They can't do that unless they're confident that the board is going to back that. So I will thank you guys for allowing us to go out there and doing our job.
Thank you both. Any other comments by the board or questions? Again, thank you. That video, and I hope that's available. Maybe, and if it's on our website, I'll tell you, that's for the public to see. That's absolutely phenomenal. So thank you again.
And we're waiting on a final copyright release, and then we'll make it public in various formats.
Well done. Another way to highlight Metro Fire, first class. Good job. That might be the best operations report, Chief Bridge, that you've had all year, so congratulations.
Pretty good bar.
I saw you brought the hired guns in, so. Whew. Okay, moving on to firefighter local 522. Vice President Jameson, thank you.
I think, good evening, directors, Chief Arms staff. I think proud is an understatement of what the members did up there. I every couple weeks I get to come and address you and speak about the membership, and I constantly harp on the professionalism and what we're doing. It's top to bottom, and to get that group out the door, what it takes here at home, logistics, the mechanics, everybody from the fire inspectors. It's. I think President Barnes, he uses the words first class all the time, and I mean I love that. I love hearing that about our membership, and truly day in, day out, you know, to watch today this board come together and support the membership, support the community, watch 4 board members get sworn in who have stepped up to serve their community. We're in this together. We are in this together to deliver a service that I'm not sure that it'd be great to have people here that really understand what we do. But I mean, you have 10 engines going out to another community that's devastated, and back here at home we're running hundreds of calls in a day, staying up all night, backfilling people coming in away from their families. It makes me emotional. It really does. And getting to talk about it for them and represent them is really a proud thing for me. And I want to reiterate to the board that we at 522, we know there's a lot going on. It's the end of the year. We're working on a contract. We're in this together. We're in this to get something done. We want to help move the district forward. I know we're going to be out of contract here at the end of the year, but we want to get this done early and we want to move forward. We have plans to help out, to be part of this team, to be part of the community, to help the chief achieve some of his goals, to help the board achieve their goals. I think sometimes people who get involved in government don't always understand the relationships here. The fact that I can sit down and I can talk to each and one of you and personally let you know where my membership is coming from. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off for this organization. It's going to pay off for the membership. It's going to pay off for the community. And I've said it over and over again. The community gets an incredible value out of the membership. people have to stop looking at the fire service as putting out a fire, running a medical aid. Who goes and picks people up off the floor? Who closes water drains? Who fixes fuel leaks? We get called for people's sprinklers getting left on. I mean, it is innumerable, and it is never ending, and it's not getting any less. And I think it's time that we at Metro Fire lead the way and start speaking that way. Start speaking that way about the fire service, that we are the last line of defense for everybody. So I know I'm getting a little emotional tonight, but I'm feeling it, and I'm proud to be here. And I want to let you know that when we come and we start at the table and negotiate, it's in good faith, and it's about the community. It's about the people we serve. It's about our membership. And again, I want to say congratulations to Cindy. Congratulations to President Barnes. Congratulations to Director Orzali and Director Kelly. And then also for your new 4-year terms, and also President-elect or appointment Jones. It's going to be great to see you up there. Jennifer, it's been a great ride, and I know you're going to do a great job as Vice President. And Matt, I know you're a longtime board member that's going to bring a lot to your secretary role. So happy holidays, happy New Year. I look forward to 2019 just being stellar and making Metro Fire that place where everybody wants to come work, for serving a great community, a great membership, and having just a great opportunity here at Metro Fire. So thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you very much. Any comments or questions? Thank you again. I appreciate your passion. You always represent the membership, and thank you for being here. It means a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to committee and delegate reports. The executive committee do not have anything at this point, but the next committee will be chaired by then President Jones. January 10th, 2019, 5:30 in these chambers. Communication Center, JPA, Assistant Chief Johnson, will this be your last report out for us?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to grill you then. Come with your A game.
That's just a tough act to follow, Trevor. Thanks. Good evening, President Barnes, directors, Chief Arms. Comm Center JPA met last on Tuesday, the 11th, where we received an update on negotiations between Local 150, 856, as well as an update on the Comm Center executive director and deputy director contracts. Next meeting is going to be January 8th, right here in these chambers. Mr. President, if I could take just 1 second. I just want to.
I guess I'll afford to. Thank you. No.
I just want to thank Metro Fire for everything. I think I can't say what Trevor said because it doesn't need to be said anymore, but I tell you what, it is a first-class organization. I've been here since 16 years old. So it's going to be definitely sad leaving, but I can tell you that Chief Harms and the leadership that he has displayed has been nothing short of amazing. So Metro's in great hands, the men and women are in great hands here, and I look forward to working with you on the east side of the county. Thank you.
Well, I'm not going to let you leave yet. First of all, since you just chose to take the podium and do that, I'm going to ad-lib and be able to say thank you for your leadership as well. I know when I got to my first trip back to Cap, and it was my first experience as my freshman orientation, you had it so detailed as I was scared you eliminated that anxiety. But I'll tell you, they're getting a first-class individual, obviously from a first-class organization. It just goes to show that we continue to expand in the regions around us. So if there's anybody else that'd like to offer anything, I just say thank you for all you did, your leadership for me, the transition, and I wish you well. I look forward to seeing you in the near future.
Thank you.
Anybody else would like to roast him while we got him?
Yeah.
Okay, Director Gould, we'll start.
Thank you. Sorry. Chief, congratulations first. That's the most important thing. But I have very fond memories of several years ago meeting you for the first time as a young man. And I remember distinctively going home and telling my wife that I just met a future fire chief. And now fast forward how many decades since that moment, it's come true. And you're well deserving of everything that you get, young man. Absolutely. You've worked your tail off and have represented this organization unparalleled. So I'm very proud of you to see you accomplish this task. And I know you'll do great things up there prior to us consolidating. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
The roasting turned into an intervention. Sorry.
I have something to say.
Director Clark.
Yeah. Well, Mo, no more needs to be said. I think Director Gould covered kind of some of the things I wanted to say. But one thing is we're going to miss you. And the great thing is you're not too far away for us to have lunch or get together for a minute or something like that. So, but congratulations, well deserved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Director Kelly, and I'll work your way back.
You know what? It's been a long time. And I remember you told me, here's my telephone number, call if you ever need anything. Am I going to get a new telephone number?
Yes.
Nice call. Nice.
All right, Director Wood, did you have something?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. Chief, I just want to say thank you. It's been a pleasure. A few years ago, we got the chance to work with you at Cap to Cap, and appreciate your leadership, your precision, and dedication for those events, and the good things that have come from them, and the reports that we get back from you on that. We've got some good results from those meetings, and a lot of it's due to your efforts, so appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Did you?
Congratulations, Chief Johnson. Well done, well done. I know that you're just going to continue to step up, and step up, and play a true leadership role in this entire region. And don't forget, I will still continue to call you, harass you, ask you questions, and look to you for that leadership. Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
All right, and Director Orzali.
Well, I just wanted to express my personal pleasure at your being selected as chief. Totally deserved. You've earned every bit of it, and all of my interactions with you have been so professional and so well executed. I truly appreciate it. You have set a great example for Metro Fire.
Thank you.
Thank you. One last thing.
Just so it's public now, everyone knows, Chief Johnson set off the fire alarm at the National History Museum.
You really did that. You did that.
I have photographs of him
Oh, my
and a SAC
gosh.
Fire Department captain running out as water is spewing over the edge.
Oh, I didn't know he was going to do that.
He's the one that set that alarm off.
Perfect. All right, I'm glad that was done. That was done after the background check, I guess, right? So, anyway, sorry for going off script. You can tell Melissa that's my fault, Miss Michelle. So if she wonders and reads the minutes, what happened? So, Chief, congratulations. California Fire and Rescue JPA has not met. The next meeting is January 17th at 4 p.m. in the CESC. Moving on to the Finance and Audit Committee, Director Kelly.
Yes, the Finance and Audit Committee will probably meet sometime in the month of January. We will make sure everybody is properly noticed.
Perfect, thank you. And the Policy Committee, Director Gould.
Policy Committee is going to be recruiting members for that committee in 2019. It's a rigorous schedule. We meet frequently. Please consider that, you newly elected politicians.
Very good. Thank you for that extensive report out. All right, moving on to the board members' questions and comments. Director Saylor, I will save you the grief. What happened to me my very first board meeting, they made me go first, and I stared into the microphone. So we're just going to go through the panel, and you can have your comments at the end if you don't mind. So I'll start to my far left, Director Kelly.
Well, I was thinking she was going to.
Wow.
No, I just wanted to say that thank you for putting that presentation together. It was really something to see even more of the devastation that took place. I have a great appreciation for the work that everybody at Sac Metro, what they do, and that goes without saying, the people that are out there really doing the difficult work. I know that you guys deal with difficult work all the time. That couple of weeks must have really been, not only that, detrimental to your health. You know, you're walking around in a very nasty environment, and I'll tell you, seeing that video was powerful. I'd like to welcome Director Saylors. And I would like to wish my fellow directors, the chief, and all of the Metro family a very Merry Christmas, and look forward to seeing you all in the new year.
Thank you very much. Director Clark.
Mr. Chairman, I also want to thank our strike teams for the work that they did up at that Paradise Fire. I had quite a few of my members lost their houses. Thank God none of them lost their lives, but there's a lot of. It was sad. It just seeing this one report here was very moving. I also want to welcome Director Sailors. Welcome to our family. And congratulations to Director Kelly, Orzali, and Barnes for their election. And also, one of the things that moves me every year, it's pretty sad, but we put on a program at the Star King Elementary School, and along with the Central Labor Council, United Way also is involved. And I want to thank our community relations specialist, Brenda Briggs, for setting it up. The guys were right on time. The kids were just, I mean, these kids are, you know, they're challenged kids, you know, and when they see that fire truck come in with the bell ringing and Santa's on there, man, they just go wild. And of course, everybody loves our firefighters when they get out. They want to take pictures. The teachers want to take pictures with them. The kids are just ecstatic, along with Santa. We also had Randy Young for playing Santa, and Patty Patterson from IBW 340 that she plays Mrs. Claus. I want to thank the guys of Engine 110, C Shift, Captain William Fox, James Beal, Mitchell Landetta for their work. They stayed to the end. You know, we hand out toys for the kids and all that, and it's quite a thing. It brings a tear to your eye. Finally, I'd like to wish everyone in the community a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year. That's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Director Clark. Director Wood.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Director Barnes, thank you for your leadership over this last year. You leave some big shoes to fill, but I know Director Jones will do just wonderfully in that role. Welcome, Director Sailors. Looking forward to working with you. Want to thank the chief for letting Engine 68 come to the Santa Parade that we had in our community last week. So it was well attended, and they did a great job of it. Chief Lozano, Chief Wagner, Captain Vestal, thank you so much for your presentation. That video is absolutely amazing. Looking forward to having that online and being able to show others about it. And the Life-Saving Candidate Award, that's the one thing that every time we have one of these things, I always want to remind us to get more, where they come up the ranks from captains and firefighters who are actually on scene and make those recommendations. I just want to keep those coming up through the ranks, because it's wonderful to have people from the public here to recognize. It's wonderful to have our own members to recognize too, but it's wonderful to have people from the public to be able to recognize for the work that they did, and to see the man who is alive today because of some action that Marcus Cooley and Ben Milan and Olivia Francis took. It's great to be able to recognize them. So thank you. And to everyone else, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and thank you.
Thank you, Director Wood. Director Orzali.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said. First, I want to welcome our new board member, and I hope you find this to be as powerful a personal and professional experience as I have. And I want to express my appreciation to the folks on the strike team. I too, like so many of us, have friends and family who lost their homes in those fires, and I can't tell you how much it means to them, even though their property was destroyed. The feeling of support that they got from all the firefighters is deeply appreciated. I had the opportunity to attend the graduation ceremony of 18-2, and in the photographs that were taken there, you can look at those pictures and you literally are looking at the future of Metro Fire. Those young men and women are going to be very shortly the people who are in the leadership roles, and it was an honor to attend. I also want to thank 522 for their hospitality and their collaborative attitude in our discussions. The one thing I would suggest to 522, the cream puffs at your open house, put those away when I'm there, will you? So thank you very much.
Sounds like another intervention we might have to have. 522. Thank you. Director Gould.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to thank the executive committee for the work that they've shown this year. Thank you very much. Look forward to the new leadership that we'll have for 2019. Welcome, Director Saylors. And I know you'll be a great asset to this team as well. I also want to spend just a second and thank the families of the men and women who went on these strike teams. I think we sometimes, and appropriately so, we thank all of those that actually went. But I don't know if we ever kind of sit back and think about the impact that it has on a mother or a daughter or somebody else that has a life that they're living as well back at home, that sacrifice a great deal and probably have several sleepless nights as their loved one is up doing something that has been determined to be the worst thing ever in the state of California. And there our men and women are right smack dab in the middle of it. But we sometimes may not think about, they've got loved ones at home worried about them as well. And I remember driving up, I had the opportunity to drive up I-5 on Thursday night, going to a meeting in Redding, and I looked across, I don't know how many miles that is, it's gotta be a lot. And I couldn't believe the size of that fire at that point on Thursday. And I just thought about the men and women of our agency, which I knew were headed up there, Code 3, to do what they could to help those folks. And I had a sleepless night in the hotel just thinking about our men and women and their families. So kudos to all of the family members that were a part of this and supported their loved ones while they were up there as well. I think that's important to recognize. And Trevor said it really eloquently today. We're very proud of everyone that participates at any level. The least of which is the directors, the most of which is all of you doing your jobs every day. But I think there's that next piece. And that's all the men and women and the loved ones that are at home, lonely or afraid or concerned about theirs. And so I hope that their season is joyful and good as well. But I couldn't be prouder of every single one of you and the job that you do every single day. It is one of the greatest joys in my life to represent this organization in the things I do. It is absolutely a joy. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas to all of you as well, my colleagues. It's a pleasure to be here as often as I can. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Gould. Director Saylors, you are up.
I just want to first thank everyone for welcoming me to this very professional and great organization. I'm very happy. You've all made me feel very much at home. I too would like to say thank you and express my care and concern to all the crews that went up to Paradise. That was a very tragic fire. And having been a firefighter, I definitely feel the depth of that tragedy. And I definitely understand Director Gould's concern for the family members left at home. And I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Good job.
Welcome.
Good job.
Well done. Director Sheets.
Good evening. I wanted to congratulate the retirees. Also had the opportunity to go to the graduation and was pleased to get the text message regarding the single role and welcome them to our organization. Congratulations, Chief. I hope you've picked out a walkout song.
Hey, that's what's up.
You got to find one for you. Welcome, Director Saylors. I also wanted to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and also recognize the members who are not going to be with their families on the holidays and wishing them a Happy New Year's and Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much. Director Jones.
Thank you, Mr. President. Tonight we had very interesting paradigm. We have the two bookends of all the retirements that will be happening in December in the next few weeks. And we have the other end of the bookend with the two classes of 30-plus new members. And we have discussed some of the worst and some of the best things that happen in between those two bookends. The Paradise Fire, fighting fire, the extensive support for folks working here in the district, working in Paradise, the impact to our state. We have the really great opportunity for one of our members to take a leadership role in the region. And these are examples of things that happen between the bookends. And I'm very proud to be a part of that.
Thank you very much. As I say, going last is never fun, but my last time at the mic, I'll keep it here as brief as I can. Attending the graduation was exactly what was described. To see the future of Metro Fire and the growth and the youth as we move forward is exciting. To watch that Academy graduation and that video of the excitement. I hope members who've been on the job a long time might not see it in that perspective anymore. Gets to go back and look at those videos and remember why you came onto the job and the profession, because it's actually a humbling experience to help one another. To promote a cause, it's near and dear to my heart, the Guns N' Hoses Pig Bowl Association, January 12th, we have a crab feed, Scottish Rite Center. It's a great time, great fun. And the game is January 26th, CSUS, and I have just learned that the fire team has just secured the Folsom High School football coaching staff as their football staff. So I'm already hearing gripes from the law side, by the way, that's not fair, since they're down at the state competition Saturday promoting for the state championship. But it's been absolutely humbling to serve as the board chair, not knowing what it entailed, talking with, at the time, Director Wood. I will tell you, just to learn and the amount of professionalism from the colleagues up here as we move forward, the leadership from you, Chief Harms, your staff, to keep me apprised of what's going on is absolutely, I say it's a first-class organization, but I don't say it enough, and it's truly, I don't want it to be white noise for people to understand I was just saying that. But something I wrote down tonight, and it came up in the presentation, in 2018, I looked back and coined it as perspective. We faced a lot of tragedy and triumph, from loss of life from all the fire destructions around the region and throughout the state. Our strike teams go, loved ones have to support at home, and the professional staff here have to keep the game rolling as we go as far as the finances go, the equipment rolling. On the triumph side, we had the new hires, promotions, and retirement. And when I look at that and I circle it all back, we're one big family. And so Director Sailors, I say welcome to the family. You're going to be very excited. You're a great addition to this board, but to thrust us moving forward into 2019, I just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, and take this time when we look at perspective on what we do and why we do what we do to hug your loved ones a little tighter for this holiday season. Chief Johnson, all the best, first class, and there's no doubt that they're getting a great person, so thank you for what you do. And again, thank you for the loved ones holding the fort down when everybody's got to work on those holiday seasons. So for those of you who have to be at work, thank you for the protection. I don't believe people in the community appreciate it enough. So again, thank you all. I know this concludes the 2018 board sessions, but I absolutely thank everybody for their guidance, advice, and professionalism. And Godspeed to everybody out there on the front lines.
Excellent job, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Okay, with that being said, President-elect Jones will be starting the board meeting January 10th in these chambers at 6 p.m. For that note, Godspeed, meeting adjourned.